Woo! Man, the markets have been in a train wreck the last couple of weeks. D7 here with Grok Trade. Thursday, we have a three-day weekend here, guys. Thursday night, I'm still here at the office in Tampa Bay, downtown Sykes Building, in the iconic Sykes Building, Rivergate Tower. 19th floor, that's where I reside, and we just keep going down, but let's just get into it. We're looking at the S&P 500. I'm going to share with you a significant frustration I have had here in the markets. If you look at the S&P 500 daily chart, look at these nasty fake outs we're getting. Daily chart, we hit our head up here March 29th, and then we drop. Look at this, we get a hammer, as expected, a pop. We should have rallied higher, at least to the trend line. We could not do that. We actually gap lower. We rally higher, giving a higher high, giving the bulls all sorts of hope that we're going to head up like we were supposed to, but instead it crashed down, lower. And then it opens up the very next day, which was April 6th, with a significant gap to the downside. And we have what looks to be a continuation doji. Okay, that's what it looks like it's going to be. But instead, we get a doji reversal. We come up, fill in this gap, thinking, okay, there's the bottom. We're going to rally higher. We got a higher high and just a slightly higher low. We should go higher, right? Nope. We get an inside trading candle. Equal high, inside trading day, higher low. Now we find resistance, the 200-day moving average, and there again another gap down. The very next day, let's blow this up so you can see it. Very next day we make a higher high, like we're gonna go higher. This was our low, we're hammering out the bottom, we're heading higher. No, bears sold into that strength, down. So we should now continue lower. We have a lower low here. We should continue lower. Nope. We open. We rally straight up on Wednesday, giving us a bullish engulfing type reversal pattern, but it still have a lower high, but a higher low. You can't even call that an inside trading candlestick with the size it is. And then Thursday, yes, we had this big bullish on Wednesday. We went higher. We should go higher now. No. Bears sold into that. We go lower, closing lower than Wednesday's low. Guys, at one point, this was a nice bull flag. Now this is turning into a low base. What I'm saying is that it's very rare for us to see such significant indecision in the markets. I've been trading over 20 years, and the frustration I'm feeling in this, and I usually can weather the best of market conditions, but I am with you. The empathy I feel for all of you who are getting churned in this market, I'm with you on the frustrations. Guys, this is bad. I mean, this is, to the undereducated eye, it looks like it's just an up and a pullback. This is one of the gnarliest looking bull flags money could buy. And it's still technically a bull flag. I mean, let me show this to you. If I pull a fib here, we're sitting here at the 50% Fibonacci retracement. As long as it stays above the 61, I'm fine. So the question is this just a nasty looking jagged bull flag? It could be. The problem with this theory is we built a low base below all the major moving averages. A low base on this. So this is saying that the bears are getting ready to thumb its nose at any sort of bullish flag idea that's out there. I could certainly see this thing just crashing and burning, starting out Monday really bloody, Tuesday bloody, just down. I could see that. I could see that. I mean, but based off of the choppiness we've been seeing, it wouldn't surprise me if we get a false breakout on a bull flag. We get a bull flag, it pops up like this thing's gonna rocket straight north. Very next day, it comes crashing back down. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. Why? Because bears keep selling into the strength. I mean, this is crazy market that we're looking at here, guys. It is a mess. Normally, when I look at day trading, 1 minute charts, 2 minute charts, I see nasty stuff like this. That's why I like 5 minute charts or higher time frames, because I like to smooth things out. See this? This is smooth. You know, we get smooth lines. But even, I mean, look at this. I mean, for all of 2022 so far, look at the gaps and jaggedness that we're getting. It's just not nice. I mean, here we get these nice swings. But man, look at these nasty, jagged craziness. I mean, look at these. We get these big gaps up, big gaps down, big gap up, big gap down. Down here, gap up, and then we just crash and burn. Huge gap down, run up. I mean, these are incredible times in the market, and this is a telltale sign that we have put in our market top. This is just bad news, you know. Anytime I see this sort of indecision in the marketplace, I'm just like, you know. Anyway, let's move on to bigger time frames. Let's see if we can make any sense out of any of this. Let's go to the weekly. So this is the weekly S&P 500. And we said we went up, we get a shooting star, we get a lower high, lower low. That's our pivot candle. We should drop lower. Sure enough, we drop lower, as we talked about in the last week's video. That's what should have happened. So any time frames like a daily or even intraday, guys, it is a mess. This looks very uniform here. I'm telling you, the internals here are just train wrecks. Just train wrecks. Look at the market top that we have here. Look at the reds, big white, red, white, white, red, red, white, red. It's just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's just a tough, and you get these big candlesticks. I mean, if I zoom out a little bit here, see how the candlestick widths are just getting larger? That's what you see at market tops and market bottoms. So this is what we're seeing at capitulation, where things are turning over right now. So this is a weekly chart. Weekly chart. So it had a falling wedge, it broke out, and now it's pulling back. Here is what I think will happen next, going into next week. We will drop lower. And the question is, will this support hold? I don't think it will, and here's why. We just built a head and shoulders on a weekly time frame. Shoulder, head, shoulder. There it is. The neckline here would be there. So I think this is going to probably break down. It might hit and play with this trend line before it finally drops, or it may just break through it. And it'd get to this line, finding support, probably chop around a little bit, but once that's broken, that is the neckline. That will have broken. That will say this market has topped out. I keep saying that's our market high. I thought we'd rally back up and challenge that market high. I'm not seeing it right now. Not seeing it. Not seeing it. My call for a market high still is in play. I don't know who else out there in the interweb has called that the market top. Has anybody else called it the market top? I've been calling it a market top for a couple months now. That's our market top. I don't know if I'll be right or not, but I have a sneaky suspicion I will be. So far, I've not been proved wrong, and that's not good for bulls in the marketplace. I'm just ready. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this. This is the price line, okay? Price line. If you go back, we have been trending in this since June 2021. We've been trading between 421 and 475. That's the trading range we've been in, just chopping sideways. Just a mess. Just a mess. So let's see what's going on with the monthly. The monthly confirms our mess. We drop, drop, drop. We have a hammer. We should go higher. I mean, this is the craziness that I'm talking about on the large time frame. We go lower, 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 lower high, lower low. We hammer out. We should go higher. So we open right there. We go higher, higher, higher. We go higher, higher, making a new high. We should rally straight north. We should have been higher going March and April here. March should have just took off. April should have followed. We should have blew through this market high that I called. But no, right now we have a lower high, higher low, but this is the red, white, red. We're red, green, red, or black, white, black. Okay, however you want to look at it, whatever your chart shows you. I like a white background. I like red and white, not red and green. Here's why. Because 20% of all males are color blind, red and green deficient. For that purpose, sometimes the greens and the reds together blend in, hard to tell apart if you're colorblind. Let me know in the comments if you're colorblind, if you know what I'm talking about, red and green deficiency. 20% of you will say, absolutely. I'm interested if you're colorblind in any other colors. Let me know if you're colorblind. I've never asked that question before. In all my years doing trading videos, I never asked about color blindness. What are you colorblind? What do you have a hard time seeing? I mean, educate us. Let us see. I'm not colorblind. I'd be interested to know. Anyway, I'm ADD. Let's stay focused here. But this confirms the lunacy that we're seeing in the markets right now. Why is the markets not doing what they're supposed to or what they're technically probable to do? And it's because of the market top. It's because of the volatility increase. It's because of the indecision. It's because of people selling into the strength to capitalize on profiting off of their longs. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. So while we're doing this, let's take a look. I'm not going to do the diamonds. Diamond spiders look the same. I want to go to the Qs though. Qs daily chart. If you look at the Qs daily chart, we dropped. I mean, it's financials guys. I'm sorry. The techs have just been killed since the top that we put in. What is this? 1121, and then right here, top of the year, called the market top. And it has crashed ever since, just crashed and burned. We had this rally giving hope to everybody. Oh, we got hope, 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 hope. Nope, crashed down. Is it a bull flag, right? Is it a bull flag? I don't know, man. Let's pull a fib and find out. When I say pull a fib, pull it a Fibonacci retracement line. And this one does get right down to 61.8. This is the last ditch effort, and we're right at it right now on the daily chart, Thursday, April 14th. That's where we're at. If it drops lower, our chances of getting to this high, let alone the market high that I called, getting back to this high drops exponentially. And we are very close to that happening on the Qs. So is this still a bull flag? It is. It's a ugly bull flag, and it just built a low base. We had a chance Wednesday for it to start to rally and for Thursday to continue to rally. It did not do that. It did not do that. We've a lot of selling taking place. A lot of selling. Let's see what the weekly is doing. See if there's any uniformity here. Sure enough, we had our pivot candle, lower high, lower low, and follow through, just as we said would happen in last week's video on the Qs. There it is. Here's the problem. We have a symmetrical triangle. You can see this line coming down here. We have this line coming up here. This bounced up higher, failed to hit these trend lines. Because of that, that's relative weakness. It missed the trend lines there. We did drop down lower. So because of that drop lower, I get to draw another trend line. I get to do it right here on the video together. And there it is. So now we have that line and this line. Those two lines, what I'm looking at right there, those two. Don't care about these two lines coming down. But if this crashes and burns, they may come into play. I think that trajectory would be almost impossible to do. For that reason, I'm going to get rid of these. They're not in play anymore. Not in play. But this line to this line is definitely in play. I want to have that going. So let's get that line going. And these are only one level of the three types of trend lines that we do. We have major, minor, main trend lines. This is only one set of them. In our mentoring, we teach this to a very high level. And So anyway, there they are. So we have a falling wedge with these two lines, see it pinching together, and then we have a symmetrical triangle here. I think that we're going to hit this, drop down, and continue down this wedge is what it looks like to me. I think that's we're going to hit this, break through. This is a weekly chart, guys, on the Qs. But this should hold support. We may go down, get a hammer, come back up, and then bounce, and then drop. I don't know. That's where we're at. We're below all major moving averages in a really weak place to be. Very, very weak place to be for techs. Techs are in a lot of trouble. And if you look at the Q's monthly chart, we have a lower high and crashing lower, guys. Bad news. We had two hammers. We made a higher high last month. That should have rallied straight up. This shows you the market weakness that we are dealing with. Bad news. That market top is good, good, good as far as I'm concerned. I don't see the market top that I getting blown out. I just don't see it. Now the other thing, Russell's, I like to look at that. Here's the problem with the monthly. We have a major support line. It's below it. We still have, I mean, how many, let me look here. Well, we have 2 more weeks to go. 2 more weeks to get back above that line. It has to get back above it. If it breaks that trend line, woe to small caps. Look for this. This is the monthly chart. Man, what's the weekly showing? Let's go to the weekly on small caps. On the Russell's 2000. We're finding major support that we've got to hold here. Can we rally? Can the markets rally? Here's hope. This is hope for the bulls. We're at major support on a weekly chart on the Russells. We need to rally straight north. If we rally straight north, that will heal this monthly that I was telling you about. If we rally, that means we will get back above that trend line, and it has to do that. That's the only hope the bulls have at this moment. The only hope for a rally to the upside. Let's see what the dailies are showing. The dailies on the Russell 2000. Oh my, what a train wreck. It's just down, 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 sideways, 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 sideways. It has a lot of, it has no, I mean, this is a bear pullback. It's a drop bear pullback. This is a better chance of dropping. The Russell's daily has a better chance of dropping and going higher. But I want to look at a couple lines that I don't have drawn in yet. I'm going to do that. First, I'm going to do this line to this one. Then I'm going to put this line to that one. And I need to have this line I don't have yet. So we're in a symmetrical triangle. We're at a major, we're going to be playing with death there. Playing with death. If it drops and breaks that, look for it to break these two. If it breaks those two, woe to the markets. Markets are toast. That happens. It's on the daily. That will just, the monthly will have been crashing. The weekly will have broken the support line. I mean, think about this. If this daily crashes below those support lines, the weekly support line on the Russell's drop and the monthly support line gets broken also, that means all trend lines on all major time frames of small caps Russells will have been broken. The markets will have sealed its fate. Bad news, guys. Bad news. Now, let's see if there's any hope in financials. Financials. And this is my wife. She's in town here in Tampa with one of her girlfriends. Oh, man, sorry for that. I'm not going to edit that out. Man, I smacked my microphone. Let me show it to you. So that's the microphone that I just smacked. Man, let me make sure my wife, I can't believe I'm doing this while I'm doing a video here. Still at work. Okay. Still at work. And it was light outside. I don't know if it looks light to you, but the sun's like dropping quickly. So Financials, guys, this is the daily chart. Major support line, but we broke the 61.8. Look at this. The 61.8 on the Fibonacci is broken. No chance that we're going to hit this high again. We could hit this trend line and come back down. We have major support. We're very oversold, guys. We're due for a bounce, but I see that bounce being short-lived and this having the symmetrical triangle break down to the downside. I don't like the financials daily chart. Come on, give us hope on the bull side, guys. Let's see, or on the weekly side. If we look here, it broke a trend line this week. It broke a trend line, but we have a very recent trend line here. It's the only hope it has. It needs to hit here, find support on the weekly chart on financials, and rally higher. 3 weeks of a sell-off on financials. 3 weeks of sell-off on financials. That is bad news if it breaks this. If it breaks this trend line and that one, stick a fork in the markets. We are done. This market high will have been sealed its fate. So let's take a look here at the monthly chart. See, look at the monthly chart on financials. Huge upper shadows, huge lower shadows, such indecision. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Lower low, lower low. We're dropping, but look at the massive. You just don't see that here. You don't see that, but you're seeing it here. Look at this. This is just craziness. So the chances of this continuing to drop are really good. People might say that's a pullback and we should get a bounce in. We could do that, but this line will act as resistance if and when that happens. It'll go up and hit resistance. I'm very interested to see how that plays out. I really am. That's the monthly. Let's see what's going on with gold. Gold weekly is going higher. This is really good. Gold is looking good weekly. Up, looking solid. Silver weekly chart at major resistance. It needs to break out. If it breaks out, big time buy on gold or silver and probably gold too. If it drops down, it's a sell signal. Very, very important. We're at an apex. Look for a breakout or a breakdown. It's anybody's guess what's going to happen here. Have to watch both gold and silver to know what's going to happen. Very important. The dollar continues to march higher. Isn't this interesting? Higher, higher, higher. We're coming to a resistance area. If we get to that resistance area and drop, that will play into silver and gold, all precious metals, into the favor of that because the US dollar will be getting weaker, cheaper to buy stuff such as equities. What's happening with the VIX weekly chart? What's interesting, we're only at 22. I think we're going to be at 35 to 40 on the VIX before you know it. Is what it looks like to me. There's a chance of that happening. I think there's a better chance of getting to 40 than getting to 15. That's what I think on the VIX for you option traders. And Bitcoin weekly chart, oh man, broke a major support line for the week. This is still an active chart at this moment. It's still ticking here, but that is bad news. Bad news. My algorithm hasn't given me a buy signal yet for Bitcoin. I have an algorithm that works. It's genius on Bitcoin and other stuff. But anyway, that's it. Monologue time. I am, so you can hear it all the way through my talk that I'm as frustrated as you are with the markets right now. It just is what it is. Good time to be sitting on your hands, staying out of the markets until it makes a decision on what to do. I'm more aggressive. I like to be there and ready. If it's ready to give me profits, I like to take them. But sometimes it comes at an expense. It just does. That's part of the game we play. So anyway, I'm looking for direction in the markets, and I want to capitalize on that. If it's going to bounce, I want to capitalize on that on a bullish side, and if it's going to crash and burn, I want to capitalize on that on the bearish side. All this chop is, I'm ready for it to go away, and I'm ready for some direction to take place. All right, so I'm going to end with this. So let's wrap this up. I'll share with you. Oh, come on in. Bang. And so this is the Easter weekend. And on the Easter weekend, tomorrow is Good Friday. I don't know when you'll be watching this video, but that's good. Oh, you don't have to worry about that. That's okay. Yeah, so whenever you're watching this, gracias, thank you. Happy Easter. So anyway, sidetrack. And guess what? I'm not, as you can see, I'm not cutting any of this out. I'm just sending this video out to you all. But here's the deal. This is the cleaning gal. Doesn't speak a lick of English, so I don't speak a lick of Espanol, but I try. I do try. But anyway, she's awesome. I just want to wish all of you a happy Easter. It's resurrection. The reason for this is Jesus' resurrection, and that's what it's about. Go and with the kids and have some Easter eggs and do that too. Make sure, if you're not the church-going type of person, this is the time to get into a church. Just go online, find a church, ask somebody you know who goes to church, and just join them. Find out what service they're going to and join them. It is good to do. Bring your whole family. It's good for you to do. So just something to share with you. And let me know in the comments if you plan on being at church on Sunday. just say, I'll be there. I'll be there. Only you and I will know what it is because nobody else stayed on this long to listen to me drone on and on. I promise you. So if you say you'll be there, only you and I will know. So I'll be there. Will you be there? Take care, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.